Hi, welcome to another Harvest LA Daily Devotions. Today is Thursday, March 25th. My name is Jeremy, and today I'll be reading from Matthew chapter 26, verse 17 to 35. If you'd like to follow along with me today, I'll be reading from the ESV. So verse 17. Now on the first day of Unleavened Bread, the disciples came to Jesus saying, "Where will you have us prepare for you to eat the Passover?" He said, "Go into the city to a certain man and say to him, 'The teacher says, my time is at hand. I will keep the Passover at your house with my disciples.' And the disciples did as Jesus had directed them, and they prepared the Passover. When it was evening, he reclined at table with the 12, and as they were eating, he said, 'Truly, I say to you, one of you will betray me.' And they were very sorrowful, and began to say to him one after another, 'Is it I, Lord?' He answered, 'He who has dipped his hand in the dish with me will betray me. The Son of Man goes as it is written of him, but woe to that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It would have been better for that man if he had not been born.' Judas, who would betray him, answered, 'Is it I, Rabbi?' He said to him, 'You have said so.' Now as they were eating, Jesus took bread, and after blessing it, broke it and gave it to the disciples, and said, 'Take, eat, this is my body.' And he took a cup, and when he had given thanks, he gave it to them, saying, 'Drink of it, all of you, for this is my blood of the covenant, which is poured out for many of the forgiveness of sins. I tell you, I will not drink again of this fruit of the vine until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom.'" Verse 30. And when they had sung a hymn, they went to the Mount of Olives. Then Jesus said to them, "You will all fall away because of me this night, for it is written, 'I will strike the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock will be scattered.' But after I am raised up, I will go before you to Galilee." Peter answered him, "Though they all fall away because of you, I will never fall away." Jesus said to him, "Truly, I tell you, this very night, before the rooster crows, you will deny me 3 times." Peter said to him, "Even if I must die with you, I will not deny you." And all the disciples said the same. So the Last Supper represents the last meal that Jesus has with his disciples before his crucifixion. Holding up a loaf of bread, Jesus says, "This is my body." And holding up a cup, he says, "This is my blood." During this meal, Jesus chooses the bread and wine to represent himself and his coming sacrifice. Now, it's hard to say why Jesus chooses products of human labor to represent himself rather than abstract ideas or images of his own design. There's this striking contrast between the man-made bread that requires human labor and cost and the bread of life that is given so freely to us. However, when we remember that in his death and his resurrection that Christ bears a physical body, there can be no room to imagine that the spiritual kingdom of God is detached or disconnected from the physical reality of his creation. As we regularly partake in the bread and wine every month, it may at times feel rote, and we may take for granted his sacrifice for us. Oftentimes, it's not until we lose something that we fully appreciate its value to us. I'm sure that no one could imagine a year ago that we'd lose our opportunities to travel, to eat at restaurants, to meet up with our close friends and colleagues, or to go to school or work. And yet, when it's gone, we realize how important and meaningful that these routine activities mean to us and our well-being. Yet, God doesn't simply just take away the gift of grace, even when we turn our backs against him. He still gladly sacrificed himself despite his disciples betraying him time and time again. This is grace that's beyond human comprehension and one that we should not take for granted. I hope this passage encourages you today. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you guys next time.